seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Are you needing connectivity?
Ah, it should be.
It's my house.
There we
Okay,
go.
and what?
Awesome. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to On Location with Rekha and Gabby. Today, we are speaking to Tanis Musician, who has curated and created this beautiful business called Sparklebar. Can you tell us a little bit about Sparklebar?
Hi, my name is Tanis. The Sparklebar is a permanent jewelry company. It is actually my third company. The Sparklebar was born out of my first jewelry company called Tanis Jewelry, and I purchased an arc welder, which is the main instrument we use in permanent jewelry to actually make other jewelry. But then I learned about permanent jewelry and what a wonderful process it is, and so I sort of employed both Tanis Jewelry and the Sparklebar and started doing permanent jewelry.
Oh, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And how has that been for you so far?
It's a really exciting adventure. It's really popular. I love it so much because it brings joy to everybody. And I mean, how wonderful is it to have a job where everybody leaves smiling and happy? And the process of permanent jewelry is pretty exciting. People come in, they select a chain style, and then we custom fit it and we weld it on with our arc welder. And everybody sort of knows that when they come in, but they don't really get it until the bracelet is on. And the giggles and the excitement and the pure joy that people feel is tremendous, and it truly does make me feel happy.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of like how you've gotten over to jewelry?
I'm a third generation jeweler. My grandparents were goldsmiths. They were mavericks, really. Both of them moved to the city from the country, and separately they went to California and got their certifications and came back, and they owned a jewelry store in Edmonton for 50 years. They had two of them actually, and as a younger person I worked in the store all the time. And I learned so much from my grandparents, especially my grandmother, who was a design maven, and sort of took it from there. And jewelry's always been part of my life. I come from a very artistic family. My mother's a master potter. They have a monster kiln in their backyard. My dad was a painter. My sister's a jeweler. She's got an art gallery. So it's really in my family. And before the Sparklebar, I had a social stationery company for 12 years. And then I started the Sparklebar or started Tanis Jewelry and doing the Sparklebar. And it's interesting because I really do think my uncle was the first permanent jeweler. It was important to know that my mom was a potter because he used to take the kiln insulation and put it on people's wrists, and then take silver or gold wire and fit it to their wrists, and then take the soldering torch, like a heating torch, and weld the gold bangle onto them. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so I think about my Uncle Donald all the time, and I wonder what he would think of my arc welder and my doing this now.
Yeah, a little bit different, a little bit more modern take to
Totally,
it. For sure.
A little bit safer too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Have you ever tried that method for yourself?
No, I would not do that. I don't think it's safe. It kind of scares me actually, because the heat of a solder is tremendous.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Well, we are going to find that out for myself a little bit with the arc welder, because I will be getting my little chance to build something for myself today. So stay tuned for that as well. Can you tell us a little bit about like the process behind learning jewelry? Like, how did you really like start learning?
Oh, from my grandparents. I mean, it wasn't a massive learning curve for me because I had been doing jewelry for so long. Learning how to use the arc welder and its nuances, certainly there's a learning curve there, but because jewelry, I've just been doing it forever. Not much for me to learn there. I know my stones, my gems, my metals, my jump rings. With my grandparents and my being there, I have a full resource of vendors too. And I'm able to offer different sort of things and do different sort of things because I have a jewelry background as well, which is really exciting. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. What has been one of the most exciting things to learn about jewelry?
About permanent jewelry, I love putting pieces together. And for me, it's not just simply welding a bracelet on, it's creating a look and creating a style and looking at a person and helping them, as we will with you, decide what is best for them and their lifestyle. I love doing that. It's really exciting. At the Sparklebar, we don't work in gold filled or gold plated. We use solid gold, so solid 14K and sterling silver. Our gold is reasonably priced. It starts at $110. But I do that because I don't believe, I want the piece to be an heirloom piece. I want it to have longevity. I don't want it to discolor. I don't want it to fade. I come from a jewelry background, and using quality product is incredibly important to me. We also, one of the things I love that we do is we also offer a program called Reclaim. So if you have a necklace or a chain that is sentimental or broken, you can bring it to us and we will clean it up and fix it and weld it onto you. And one of the most magical things that I did last year at Mother's Day was I invited people to book in our studio and bring their reclaimed chains. And each person sat down, and I think I sat there in tears for the entire day. And each chain had such sentimental value to everybody. So I heard the story of chains. And as I put them on mothers and daughters and grandmothers, it was beautiful.
Oh, I love that. That's gorgeous. That's such an amazing moment to get to share with people. Just something so personal, and then even actually just getting to give that back to them again.
Right.
I know for myself, I've always loved, family heirloom jewelry. I have quite a bit of it of my own. I'm actually wearing my one is my mother's diamond, one is my father's diamond.
Oh, I love that.
So each of them, I don't know why they only had one diamond each, but each of them was like, hey, you haven't been wearing jewelry in a while. I was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not feeling it right now. And they decided to gift me a diamond from each of them. So it's just this really cool kind of moment or memory that you get to share with family, and even just getting to see it on someone, right? Because they put it away for so long. And when you have these heirlooms, they're just like, I just don't feel like wearing them, or I can't wear them because of, a damage. It's wonderful to get to see it on someone else when you get to inherit it to a family member, or even just getting to gift it back to yourself.
Yeah, breathing life into tired chains is just, I think, the most beautiful gift.
Definitely. What kind of, what would be the difference between the different types of gold that people might offer? Like you were mentioning things like gold filled, just to educate the audience.
Gold filled, gold plated, solid gold is solid gold. There's a percentage of gold in each. Gold plated or gold vermeil has it's plated. So it's just the covering on top of a base metal, and it does wear after time. Gold filled is a little bit better than gold plated. It has a longevity, still with a lot of base metal. Depending on the manufacturer, it can discolor and fade over time. Gold, always the best option, has withstands the time of, or what's the saying? Withstand. Test of time. Just let me say that again. It withstands the test of time. And that's what I really love to offer, an heirloom piece. And so not everybody is comfortable with having a piece welded on. We always offer a clasp too, and something like that. some people want a clasp put back on their heirloom piece, especially if they're dividing a necklace with a grandmother, a mother, and a daughter. I think that's really nice. Or maybe they're tired of their piece and they want a clasp put on, so they can have the option of changing it out.
Oh yes, definitely. Have you had like custom requests for heirloom pieces?
I have a lot of custom requests, and it's probably my favorite thing to do because I have an arsenal of gemstones. And so if people have a particular color or a particular style, I love putting things together. They come to me, we consult, we select a chain, we get an idea of colors and gemstones and budget, and then I put together some ideas for them, and they come back and I put it on them.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And I love doing that for bridal too, because in weddings people have colors, and so for the whole bridal party, a nice thing to offer is a permanent bracelet, or a bracelet with a clasp, or a necklace for your bridal party. And then I can do the bride's colorway too, and incorporate that into the jewelry.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, I feel like that would be such a wonderful experience getting to do that with like a group of people and getting to just, share that experience with your girlfriends. Do you get any, let's say like anniversary type of requests?
It's great. It's the ultimate friendship bracelet, the ultimate sign of true love, putting on the bracelet together. Sometimes the couples come in, she gets his initial, he gets her initial, or he gets her zodiac and she gets his zodiac. It's really nice, so the two of them have the same bracelet.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. I really, I've looked over Tanis's social media for Sparklebar, and it is absolutely beautiful to look at. If you haven't checked it out yet, I encourage you to, because there are so many different pieces that you have to offer. I've looked at your website as well, and even just looking at some of the different birthstone, gemstone type of pieces, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Can you talk a little bit about the different carats of gold that you offer? We
work in 14 karat only. I can bring in 18 karat if people want that. We have rose gold, white gold, yellow gold, and then I have some really beautiful chains that have all three metals in them, and even just white gold and yellow gold. They're spectacular. So I have a really nice selection, and we have sterling silver as well. I have once you choose your chain, you can personalize it, and we have initials that people can choose, birthstones, zodiac, lots of sapphire connectors, opal connectors. Just looking over here, and charms. And one of my favorite charms that I had designed is a tiny little mushroom. It's really, really sweet, and it harkens back to my childhood with my mom and my grandmother. We used to go mushroom picking all the time. Wow. As a good Ukrainian family, and so I just thought that was really a sweet, sort of wonderful thing to offer in my selection.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
What kind of mushrooms did you get to learn about?
Morels, yeah, mostly morels.
Oh. Yes, delicious. Those are the ones with the red cap on them, right?
Black,
okay.
but they're sort of shrivelly. I don't like, yeah.
Oh yes, I've had morels once before. I wasn't paying attention to what they look like. I was paying attention to what they taste like, and they're delicious.
They are.
Have you guys prepared them in a certain way? Do you have a family recipe?
We do. We cream them mostly. Yeah, they're delicious.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Do people get really excited for the mushrooms? Have you found, or is that a newer piece for you?
No, I have a series of tiny charms, and so that is sort of a central point to the collection, and it's beautiful. You can have them. Permanent jewelry is not just a bracelet. You can have it as an anklet or a necklace or a ring, but the rings have to be able to come off because of edema and whatever. But the necklaces are lovely, and with the tiny charms, if you fit it properly, it just dangles right here, or
Yeah.
even having a little gemstone there or a little pearl. It's just so beautiful.
Oh, I love that. Yes, I've personally, I've been really into like the shorter chains. There's just something wonderful about something just really dainty, especially like every day. Just absolutely gorgeous. So if you haven't noticed, we're ready for today. That's for sure. You know.
Well, create your stack.
Yes, yes, I'm ready for it.
We also have gold enamel chain that I have custom made, and I have about 25 different colors of enamel on 14 karat chain, which is really nice because it adds a pop of color to a stack, or you can layer. I love doing a monochromatic look, so light pink, dark pink, middle pink, and having a necklace or a stack of bracelets like that, and they blend really beautifully with the charms as well.
Oh yes, definitely. I've kind of been dreaming about this. I'm like, what would I want? What would I want? You know, and getting to create something with someone who has this kind of knowledge is absolutely wonderful. I can ask all my questions and be like, I don't know what to do. Help me. What kind of challenges have you noticed with jewelry?
What kind of challenges have I noticed with permanent jewelry? Permanent jewelry is really interesting in that the word permanent kind of is a little bit of a misnomer. I don't know if you want to, you looked at me like, oh, okay. Really what it is it's welded jewelry, and it's simple and it's seamless, and it's jewelry without a clasp. To say that it's permanent, some people find ghastly because they kind of don't know what they're getting into. And some people think that they're going to come here and have it embedded into their skin, which they're not, because there's no blood. It's a very safe, heatless, painless process with no clasp. So really you just have a seamless piece that is there for as long as you want it. Very simple to take off, very easy to put a clasp on, but it's there for as long as you want it.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
And if it breaks, which sometimes it does, at the Sparklebar, you can always come back here. Once you're with us for life. You can come back here and we re-weld or repair as need be.
Oh, wonderful. So even if we started off as something that was permanent, a permanent piece, they could probably come in and have it. Would you put on a clasp for them?
Absolutely. Yeah, a clasp. We can always add a clasp at any time that they want. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. See, this is something that's really wonderful about a local business, a local person who's very passionate about what they're doing, because you know that you're working with someone. You're not just going in and making a request. You're going in and you're getting to collaborate on something that's special for you and very special for them as well. What has been some of your favorite moments?
Oh, I think Mother's Day was a huge moment for me. Another huge moment for me was I got a call from a daughter last Christmas. Her and her three sisters were coming into town. Their mother was older and she was in a home in St. Albert, and Mom was not able to come out at all, and they really wanted a bonding experience, something to unite them because they all lived all over Canada. And they asked me to come and weld a bracelet onto each one of them in the nursing home, which was a lovely, lovely experience because these sisters hadn't seen each other for a long time. And this whole process, we took our time, we laughed, just united them, and it gave them something the same. It was beautiful.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
That moment just must have been so magical for you, getting to be part of that and share that with people.
For sure.
Yeah, I can't say enough how important it is for people to really give themselves a chance to explore local businesses like Candace's, because Sparklebar is a very special place. Even when we walked in, I have to say, I was like, this feels so nice and beautiful. The atmosphere is very inviting and welcoming. And honestly, it was just like captivating to see so many pieces of your work here. How do you curate these pieces? I
like to think I have a keen aesthetic, and I love design. and I love shape, texture, and color, and I like to juxtapose one against the other. That's really important to me. I don't want it to be completely mainstream. My thought is, if you can design it with a little bit of help from me, I can make it. And that's sort of what we do here too. And customer service at the Sparkle Bar is paramount. It is number one. And so I like to treat everybody like my daughters.
Oh, stop. Janice was actually mentioning her daughters earlier, and I was just like, oh my God, this is so sweet. Just like, literally, get you a lady like Janice, because she's out here trying to fix you up with something absolutely special and wonderful. I can't stop looking at all of these pieces. They're just absolutely gorgeous.
Are we entertaining questions from the peanut gallery?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, sweet. One I had is, so you talked about...
1 second here. I'll give the peanut gallery a little help.
Hello, everyone. This discombobulated voice of Gabby here. Question I had for you, Tanis, is you talked about permanent jewelry. Is there any sort of like care program that you have to take, like anything to avoid when washing or cleaning, or anything like kind of like now that you have this piece of jewelry with you that you can like also debunk? Because I know that some folks talk about like things greening, especially for silver and stuff like that.
This is why we don't use plated or filled gold, because I don't want it to discolor or turn your skin green. Silver, however, always does. It naturally does oxidize. And so my thought is you're showering with it all the time. It's always getting cleaned. I have had one person come back only whose silver bracelet had oxidized, but that was because she was using well water, and well water is difficult. But other than that, no, I've not had any oxidation with my silver at all, only because it's on you all the time. Yeah, but thanks for asking
No.
that. Yeah.
And then you said that you worked with 14 karat gold, sometimes bring in 18 karat. For those not in the know, what are some kind of like challenges or differences? Is one more malleable, one more easier to work with? What do you find?
I feel that gold is pretty solid. I try and select chains that have a solid link to ensure that the gauge, which means the thickness or thinness of the wire of the link, isn't too thin, so it will be able to withstand whatever you're doing in your daily life. Sometimes a chain does stretch, or it gets pulled and it gets stretched, and of course you can come back and I can resize it. That's a service I offer all the time for free. That would be one of the only considerations.
Perfect. No. And then the last one I had, promise I'll give this back to Rekha, didn't just steal the mic, was there a piece of jewelry, gemstone, or anything that you worked with that you found challenging, and what was the kind of learning moment from it you took away?
Was there something that I found? Yes, I did make a bad purchase once. I bought a chain, which was a silver chain, which was a really thin gauge. This was at the very beginning. Didn't really think about it, and it did pull and it did stretch quite a bit, and so I just removed that chain, and that was probably a big learning curve. The other one is I am really neurotic about when we connect the chain together. We use something called a jump ring, which is a little ring. I like it to be seamless and almost invisible, and I like it to just blend. Some permanent jewelers use very big, thick rings. I don't like to do that. I like to find the smallest ring I can that my eyes can accommodate to weld your bracelet together so you can't see it. And that was a huge learning curve for me. That is difficult to do, to have those skills to be able to close a ring and weld a ring that size takes a bit of knowledge.
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely.
Okay, last one. Do varying skin tones affect the recommendations? Like, does some jewelry look better on different skin types than others?
I would say so, just like clothes and color and everything like that. I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, everything you wear, the makeup you put on, you have to pay attention and be aware of your skin tone. But for me, if you love it, then wear it. You know, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't look like how everybody thinks it should be with your skin tone, but you love it, then wear it. Yeah.
Beautiful. I'll give this back to her.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's very interesting because I do wonder sometimes about like how what the process would be for choosing for certain skin tones and for certain lifestyles even. Can you give us like an example of, I guess, for someone with a very active lifestyle?
First of all, it's personal preference, right? Your bracelet or your anklet, that's really important. I don't find people say, oh, I have little kids, it's going to be a problem. Little kids aren't the problem, it's dogs. I don't know what dogs do. I have 2 dogs. They haven't broken my bracelets. But they sometimes, puppies with their little puppy teeth catch it. And that can happen too. Yeah, and you know, if people say I have a very active lifestyle and I break everything, then I'll probably steer them away from the daintiest of chains, and we'll look at the links and I'll tell them how they're constructed and what might work better for their lifestyle.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, I've definitely wondered about certain types of challenges like that. One of the biggest reasons why I've kind of steered away from like wearing a lot of jewelry is because I have a little bit more of an active lifestyle sometimes. And it's always a thought in my head of, what if? Yeah. And I try not to think like that because you never know, right? So, yeah, like I imagine there are a lot of ways to get around that. Have you had any other recommendations for how to protect?
Life happens, things break. I can fix anything. So, you know, it's just, you can't get stressed out about it. Just come back, we'll fix it. The thing that is the hardest on any jewelry, permanent or not, is chlorine. And chlorine is hard. And you just always have to make sure you give it a good rinse when you get out of the pool. Same with salt water as well. That's a big thing. MRIs, everybody asks, what about MRIs?
Oh, okay.
So gold, I use solid gold for another reason. It's non-ferrous, so it shouldn't affect your MRI, but always consult your doctor, really important. The MRI tech might insist you take it off. Again, you just snip it at the jump ring and bring it back to me and I weld it back on.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's good to know. It's just, there are a lot of things that happen in life, right? And I guess it's really nice knowing that, you know, once someone comes to you, they can come to you anytime after that.
Yeah.
That's lovely. So I think that